There is a conversation that a lot of people in their 40s and 50s are quietly not having. Not with their financial advisor. Not with their spouse. Not with themselves. It is the honest conversation about the retirement gap. Not a vague sense of being behind. Not a general worry about the future. The actual numbers. What do I have? What do I need? What is the gap? And what am I actually going to do about it? Most people know they should have this conversation. Most people find reasons not to. And the longer the conversation gets delayed, the larger the gap tends to grow. Not necessarily because the savings are not happening, but because the plan for addressing the gap is not happening. Let us understand why the avoidance happens. Because it is not laziness. And it is not ignorance. The first reason is fear of the number. As long as you have not calculated the gap, you can carry a vague sense of concern without confronting a specific problem. Vague concern is uncomfortable, but it is manageable. A specific gap, $340,000 short, $820 per month deficit, feels like a verdict. Like the math has decided something about your future. And most people prefer the discomfort of not knowing to the sharper discomfort of knowing clearly. The second reason is the belief that knowing will not help. Some people have done a version of this calculation before. They looked at the numbers, felt bad, and then nothing changed. So they concluded that running the numbers produces guilt without producing action. The third reason is not knowing what to do with the information. Even people who are willing to look at the gap often do not know how to act on what they find. Without an actionable path forward, clear information just produces more anxiety. Now let us look at what actually changes when you know your specific gap. Knowing the number converts anxiety into a problem. Vague financial anxiety is exhausting because it is shapeless. You cannot solve the feeling. A specific gap is a problem. And problems can be solved. When the gap becomes specific, it stops being an existential threat and starts being an engineering challenge. One that can be broken into components. One where small improvements have calculable impact. Knowing the number makes small income additions feel meaningful rather than pointless. Before you know your gap, $600 per month in AA income feels arbitrary. After you know your gap, $600 per month means your required portfolio withdrawals drop by $7,200 per year. Which means your portfolio lasts longer, which means your retirement timeline shifts. The same amount of income means something completely different when you know exactly what it is addressing. Knowing the number creates a concrete goal rather than a vague aspiration. I want to build more income is an aspiration. I need to build $720 per month in additional income to close my retirement gap is a goal. Goals have timelines. Goals have milestones. Goals create accountability. Aspiration dissolves when difficulty arrives. Goals survive it. Here is how to actually run the numbers. You need 4 pieces of information. First, what you currently have. Total value of all retirement accounts. Your 401k, your IRA, your Roth IRA. Any pension present value if applicable. Second, what you will have at your target retirement age. Take your current total, apply a conservative 5 to 6% annual return, add your planned annual contributions, and run this forward to your retirement age. The free AI catch-up calculator in the description does this for you automatically. Third, what you will need. Estimate your monthly expenses in retirement. A rough starting point is 70 to 80% of your current monthly expenses. Multiply by 12 for annual expenses. Multiply by 25 for the nest egg required under the 4% rule. Subtract expected Social Security income annually multiplied by 25. Fourth, the gap. Required nest egg minus projected retirement savings. If the number is negative, you are on track. If the number is positive, that is your gap. Treat it as information, not a verdict. Here's the reframe that matters most. A retirement gap does not mean you are going to be poor in retirement. It means your current trajectory does not fully cover your estimated retirement expenses. And trajectories change. Every improvement you make changes the picture. An additional $500 per month in income redirected to savings changes the gap significantly over 10 years. A modest AI income system that reduces required portfolio withdrawals changes the gap without requiring any additional saving at all. If you have a partner, this conversation needs to happen with them. And it often does not. Not because couples do not care about retirement, but because money conversations are emotionally loaded. One person feels they should have done more. The other feels blamed even when no blame is intended. Here is a reframe that can help. The gap is not a report card on the past. It is a map for the future. A map does not judge where you have been. It shows where you are and what paths are available from here. Going into the conversation with that framing changes the emotional temperature significantly. The retirement gap conversation is worth having. Not because it will be comfortable. It probably will not be. But because the discomfort of knowing is significantly less costly than the consequences of not knowing. The gap you are aware of is a problem you can plan around. The gap you are avoiding is one that grows quietly while you are focused on other things. So have the conversation. Run the numbers. See the map. And then decide what to do with what you learn. The free AI catch-up calculator in the description is the easiest way to start. You put in your current savings, your age, and your retirement target. It shows you your gap and what a structured AI income system changes about it. It takes about 3 minutes. The link is in the description. If the numbers suggest that building additional income would meaningfully improve your retirement outlook, the AI Workflow Product System, the AI Service Bridge System, and the AI Content System Starter Kit each walk you through a different path to building that income. All 3 links are in the description. Here is a specific scenario that plays out regularly and is worth walking through honestly. 2 people are both 53 years old. Both have similar retirement savings. Both have similar retirement gaps. Both watch the same video about AI income as a retirement supplement. One has the retirement gap conversation with themselves immediately afterward. The other tells themselves they will think about it more carefully and look at the numbers when they have more time. 12 months pass. The person who had the conversation immediately started building an income system 2 weeks after watching the video. At month 12, they are generating $600 to $800 per month and have been directing that income into a SEPIRA. The person who decided to look at the numbers later still has not looked at them. Another 12 months pass. The person who started is now generating $1,200 to $1,500 per month. 2 years of contributions to a retirement account. The person who was going to look at the numbers later has still not had the conversation. The gap between those 2 people at the end of those 24 months is not just the income difference. It is the compound growth difference. Every month the first person contributed to a retirement account, that contribution started growing. Every month the second person delayed, that compound growth did not happen. The conversation is uncomfortable. The numbers, once known, create an obligation to do something about them. And doing something requires effort and commitment that is easier to avoid as long as the numbers stay vague. But the discomfort of having the conversation is a one-time cost. The cost of not having it accumulates every single month that passes. 12 months of delay at $600 per month in potential AI income is $70 to $100 not earned and not compounding. That is not a small number in the context of a retirement gap. Have the conversation. Run the numbers. Know your specific gap. Not because clarity is comfortable, but because clarity allows you to act, and action is the only thing that changes the picture. The free AI catch-up calculator in the description makes the conversation easier to have by doing the math automatically. You put in your numbers and it shows you the gap and what a modest income system changes about it. 3 minutes. Your specific situation. A concrete picture you can actually plan around. The link is in the description. Here is how to make the retirement gap conversation with a partner as productive as possible rather than as uncomfortable as possible. Prepare the numbers before the conversation. Run the AI catch-up calculator or do the calculation manually so you are bringing a specific picture to the conversation rather than a vague sense that things might not be on track. Walking into the conversation with specific numbers changes the emotional dynamic from "I need to tell you something worrying" to "I found out something specific that we can plan around." Frame it as information rather than indictment. The conversation is not about who is responsible for the gap. It is about what the current trajectory looks like and what options exist for addressing it. Stay in information mode for as long as possible before moving to decision mode. Focus the conversation on options rather than problems. After presenting the numbers, immediately pivot to, here are 3 things people in similar situations are doing about this. That pivot moves the conversation from a problem to be felt to a problem to be solved. And problem-solving conversations feel fundamentally different from problem-feeling conversations. Agree on one concrete next step before ending the conversation, not a complete plan. One next step. Maybe it is running the full calculator together. Maybe it is agreeing to research one income-building option. Maybe it is scheduling a follow-up conversation with a financial advisor. One concrete next step converts the conversation from an event to the beginning of a process. And a process is manageable in a way that a single, uncomfortable conversation is not. The retirement gap conversation does not have to be the most difficult conversation you have. It can be the conversation that starts the process of addressing a real problem together. Frame it right and it becomes that. The calculator in the description makes it easier to start. The link is in the description.